Hi guys, my name is Jamie Crocker. I'm a PJ professional based in Cornwall, and today we're reviewing this training aid sent down to me via the guys from TRUSWING. Thanks to those guys very much for sending it down. So we're going to talk a little bit today about how this works and how it could benefit your game. Okay, so you may well have seen this training aid before, you may have used it before in the past. It's all about how to set the club properly during your backswing. Okay, now I've known a lot of people and I've used it a lot before myself in my coaching sessions. A lot of people have used this before but haven't actually used it properly, so they think it's not a very good training aid. It's very important that you get the setup of this correct in order for it to actually make a difference. So we're going to go through that today and actually show you how it works. So this bit here just attaches onto the grip. Okay, split that open and pop that on the grip there. Now it's really important where you set this needs to be as close to your right index finger if you're right-handed, okay, as close to that as you can get. Okay, if I go a long way away from that, so let's say 2 or 3 inches, okay, if you pan over this side, that's going to be really difficult for me to set my wrist. I'm going to excessively have to create this angle because I'm so far away, so that's really straining on my forearm there, and that's too much of an angle, too much of a set in the wrist. Okay, so that's one way you need to make sure you set it up correctly. Ensure that this part here is as close to that index finger as you can get it. Okay, so that's going to be able to set the wrist properly, not an excessive angle. Okay, number 2, what you need to make sure of is how this is aligned to the club head. So I've seen people before line this edge up, okay, to the top line of the club. Now if I line this up to the top line of the club, okay, like so, it's going to be the wrong way for me to set my wrist, so I can make a good wrist set here, and you can see that's actually missing my forearm. Okay, so we want that on the edge of your forearm. I can make a good wrist set and it's in the wrong place. Okay, I'm missing my forearm. So this part that you can see here needs to be lined up to the leading edge. Okay, that's very important. And there is also, if you can see here, just a little hole that you can see through. Ideally, if you can see through that hole that's lined up to the leading edge, that's where we want to get it. So I'll line this up to the leading edge. Okay, so now I've lined that up perfectly to the leading edge of my golf club. We're going to pop the screw in into the hole here to make sure it's nice and tight, because we want to make sure it doesn't move while we're swinging. Perfect, so now that's all tightened up, we can actually use the training aid to its potential. So if you pop down the line for me here. Now a lot of things, problems I see with golfers is they suffer rolling the club behind them. So the shaft of the club tends to get very flat from the top. That means they get a little bit across the line, and across the line with a lot of players tend to start doing this, chuck the club over and have that shaft go very steep. Okay, so the whole point of this training aid is on the backswing to try and get it perfectly on plane, like you see here, and not flat. Now if I don't set my wrist properly and go flat, you can see that's not attached to my left wrist. Okay, we want that set, if you can see it there, you see it? We want that attached onto the left forearm. Okay, that's perfectly setting the club on plane. Okay, now if we can set it on plane on the way back, it's likely we're going to be able to repeat it on the way down. Okay, it's not the be all and end all, where it completely cure your swing, but for someone who tends to get it very flat and around themselves straight away, it may help their path, how they transition it on the way down. Okay, vice versa, for someone who maybe gets the club out and very steep straight away, okay, that's going to miss again on the forearm. If they go very steep on the way back, they can again match that on the way down, that steep effect, causing your general slice that every player struggles with. So this is a very good training aid if you suffer with either of those, so flat, rolling on the way back, or very steep on the way back as well. So a drill I like to use for a lot of clients when we're using this training aid is set up to the ball, Try and get, again, that index finger as close to the screw as you can. We're going to set the club in that initial position first, where it's resting on the forearm. Swing to the top, and then swing through. Okay, you will find on the way through your left forearm will catch this again, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's all about learning how to set the club properly on the way back. It's an area that a lot of people struggle with. I see a lot of golfers, a lot of them get this way. So that club head goes inside, flat shaft, suffer with over the top swings, struggling with slices and strike, very much heely. So it is very important to set that club properly on the way back. It's not the most important thing in the world because it's always dependent on your swing. But if you suffer with this on the way back or steep on the way back, one of these is going to be very beneficial for you. It's just important that you use it properly, because too many people purchase these, don't understand how to use it properly, and they think it doesn't work. But the steps you take to use it properly are very, very important. So follow my advice on this video. If you suffer with any of the above, like I've said, it's very well worth a purchase. Just head over to TRUSWING, their website, or any of their social medias, and you can head over and purchase one from there. I would definitely recommend it if you suffer with any of those problems in the backswing. So thanks very much for watching. More reviews with the TRUSWING products to come from me.